This podcast is part of the Big Heads Media Podcast Network. Go to bigheadsmedia.com for more great podcasts. Welcome, everybody, to the Skeptical Skeptics Podcast. I'm your host, RJ Metzger.
And I'm Rachel Metzger.
And we're on episode 39.5, which is a mini episode in which we're going to talk about our ghost hunt, which happened last night.
Yeah, we are.
So we were going to do a different mini episode, but after doing the ghost hunt, one, I just don't have that much time to do video editing, so we don't know how long it'll take. Two, it seemed like some people were really pumped about it, so we wanted to kind of like get our thoughts out there on like how it went down, how it happened, and three, we also don't know how many of you guys even want to like watch that video, so we figured we'd put out a mini episode. That way, even if you don't ever get around to the YouTube video once it comes out, that way you still kind of know what happened. So if you intend on watching the YouTube video, you can probably skip this mini episode and then listen to it after you watch the video. And we'll put out there on social media, like when it comes out and stuff like that. Our YouTube channel is not big enough for you to even like find us right now. So, so we'll link to the video when it goes out. And then if 100 of you guys subscribe, then we'll be like good to go. But yeah, so like I said, if you intend on watching the video, if you're excited about the video, wait until it comes out. And then listen to this. If you don't, and you just want us to be a podcast, and that's fine, go ahead and listen to this, because we're going to kind of talk about, you know, what happened, like what it was like since we've never done it and that type of stuff. So that's just my PSA.
Or just listen to it anyways.
You can listen. I mean, there's no spoilers.
Not really,
Spoiler
no.
alert, there's no spoilers because...
Don't say it yet. If they're going to cut out.
All right. Go ahead and cut out.
Yeah, I mean, we're not like ruining some big reveal or something.
We're not. So I'm going to like make it as fun to watch as possible. Because I mean, some funny stuff happened, and it was entertaining and it was fun, but it just wasn't, you know, I mean, nothing happened. Let's just leave it at that. So anyway. Wah, wah. So Rachel, what'd you think? Since you were the most hesitant and you didn't even want to do it in the first place, what'd you think?
I didn't. So to preface this, it's not just the whole like ghost aspect of it. I am not a fan of woods at nighttime. I have avoided that most of my life, especially if I'm not inside of a tent or preferably a cabin of some sort. I don't like weird animals. I don't like bugs. I don't like not not being able to see what's around me. So that was like my biggest fear. There's also the ghost aspect. Like if there's a ghost, I don't really want to hear it or see it. That might make me have nightmares for a long time. The most interesting part, I think, was like the ambiance of it, I guess. Like, first off, there was a million people there. They were only on the actual bridge. So once you got into the woods, that was kind of nice because we got to be alone. But on the bridge, there was like a bunch of people there.
Like when we first showed up, it was like literally 40 or 50 people.
Easily, yeah. And also...
Oh, by the way, let's preface that. We went to Goatman's Bridge.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry. So we did an episode on Goatman's Bridge. If you want the history of it, we're not going to go into it. The episode was a while back. I think like around episode 20 or something. So just look for it. But yeah, so we went to Goatman's Bridge. And there were like 40 people out there all interested in trying to catch a ghost. Yeah.
And then the other part was even when you were walking on the trails, which like it's a pretty... woods around there.
Beautiful.
And they were pretty dense and full. Like there were big trees and things. The only problem is there's like this super busy road literally 10 feet away from where you are.
There are parts of the trail, like the haunted whatever trail, where the road kisses the trail.
Yeah, like literally you could just walk 3 feet and you'd be in the middle of the road, which is also a little bit terrifying. And it's one that it's a road, but also like there had to be, in the 2 hours we were there, over 100 cars that went by. It was super, super busy, constant cars coming every 3 seconds. So I just feel like that kind of obviously took away from the fear of it. Because I think for me, it takes away the fear of like, I'm like stranded in the woods kind of thing. That's another fear that I've never really talked about. RJ's made fun of me about this since the day we met. I have no kind of like navigational skills. Like,
Zero.
I don't know where north is. Even right now in my house, I don't know where north is.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I have no idea. I don't know. Hold on. That way?
Yeah.
The only reason I know is because 35.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's the clues you use. Also, the sun sets on one side of our house every day.
I don't even pay attention to that. Like I have no kind of anything. So if even on a trail, if you left me out in the woods, there's at least a 50% chance I will be lost quickly. So that's another big fear, especially in the dark because you can't see anything. So like, because my version of like directions and knowing where to go is there was a weird tree right there, and I saw a weird like thing over there on that side. Like that's how I remember stuff. So in the dark, you can't see that stuff. So I don't like it. But so it definitely took away from that aspect of it, having that road right there. Like literally, I couldn't get lost because I know where the road is. And also, obviously, anything we were listening for got drowned out by the sound of cars constantly coming and going. So yeah, I just didn't feel it. Like it just felt like walking around in a park with you.
Yep. So from my perspective, I'm in the woods all the time. I was actually telling them that like in the woods, like my piece of land.
Which, by the way, him and his dad own a piece of land.
Yeah. I think I've talked about it
I don't
before.
think you have.
Yeah, because I got roared at by a bear. Remember?
I don't think you said specifically it was your land, though. Like, I think you just said anyway. You were on land.
Yeah, so my piece of land is like, it's a hunting piece, so it's like super, 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 super off like the beaten path. There's no electricity, no water, no nothing. It's just
no address.
No address. It's just a recreational piece of land, and it is far more unsettling than Goatman's Bridge. And I think it's that removal from civilization. It's also down in a valley with like super dense, never touched woods. So like it's quiet and it's very well, I mean, it's just like a lot of, I mean, I've already like seen a bunch of wildlife out there. That's the whole point of having it. And so it's just, you always kind of feel like you're partially the hunted rather than the hunter out there. And so it's a lot more unsettling. And not from a ghost perspective, just in general.
Let's just say I've literally never been there. And until there is either a cabin on there or if I'm going to stay in a hotel, I will not be there.
Yeah, it's lame.
That's how creepy it is. I don't. No, thank you.
Yeah, I mean, it's unsettling, especially if you're not comfortable in the woods, right? So yeah, and I say all that to say this, like that's without a demon or a ghost or anything like that. So there was nothing at Alton's Bridge or Goatman's Bridge that even comes close to that. So like it was just it wasn't even a walk through the woods. It was a walk in a park, right? To me. Wasn't scary at all. All the people were there. There was a lady with like a spirit box, and that was kind of cool. Because they were trying to, well, one, we don't have one because we're not investing any money in this yet. So like our camera is not ideal. It's not good. We didn't have it like any real flashlights. We had our cell phones. I mean, it's going to be a ghetto piece of work. But it's funny, hopefully. We brought my mom and my dad, mostly my mom, because she's just this terrified poor old Asian woman.
Well, and she's just the funniest, weirdest view in the world. So the things she has to say are ridiculous.
Very interesting. And also just, she would be the one that out of all of us would buy in. But she didn't, which is interesting. And well, I mean, there were parts where she was terrified, but
the deeper we got into the woods, the more uncomfortable she got. Yeah.
And my dad is like even more skeptical than me.
He's also the most even-keeled human being on the planet.
Yeah,
like in order for something to shake him, it would have to be like a ghost straight up touched him, walked right in front of him. We got like video proof and talked to him.
Well, and that was like, so if you listen to the first listener story episode, he talked about the time that we stayed in a haunted hotel, and that was like the only time he's ever been scared of anything paranormal. So feel free to listen to that. But yeah, so he's intrigued, but he's not susceptible really. But yeah, I mean, it was interesting, like in the sense that like I've never, walked through a place intentionally trying to find the paranormal.
Yeah,
like
I've never talked to ghosts before.
Yeah, that was just an interesting. Like I've done Ouija boards and seances and all that, like as a kid, but it was never anything. I don't know what the word is for it.
Legit.
Yeah, it's never really legit.
Yeah, I've literally spent my whole life avoiding anything that has to do with ghosts or anything about that. Like I've never touched a Ouija board. I've never tried to talk to ghosts. If anything, I'm the girl that like hid under her pillows and blankets when I thought I heard a weird noise and hoped it would go away.
Yeah, it was different, right? And what was really weird to me from like a social standpoint was the fact that we weren't the weirdos out there doing that. Like everybody out there was doing that.
Oh, and they were way more into it than we were.
Way more into it than we were. Like when we first showed up on the spirit box, you heard a voice, and then some people heard like this noise down in the river, and they freaked out. They're like, the demons are here.
Which is hilarious because like anything could be down there.
Yeah, like anything.
Also, there was 50 people on that bridge, and someone easily could have thrown something in to freak you out.
To freak people out, exactly.
But of
which
course,
is what
the
I thought
assumption
happened.
was that there's demons.
Right. But anyway, so my actual ending opinion on this is that I think Goatman Bridge is really just a product of what we saw last night, which is a whole bunch of bored people in a relatively small offshoot town of DFW that go out there every Saturday night. And about half of those 40 people, I guarantee, walked away saying, oh, something happened to me out there.
Well,
right?
and the thing is, it is like, although right off of that road, that super busy road is a little, you know, 1 lane road each way. That's kind of like, it's not like a highway or a freeway.
It's not a big road. It's just a busy road. Yeah.
Yes. With woods surrounding either side. The woods are extremely dense. So like it is a place, especially for teenagers who have nothing better to do but want to get the hell out of their parents' house, that like you could feel secluded, and you definitely could feel alone if you go to certain parts of it. Once we got deeper into it, we definitely got to a part where you couldn't hear the people on the bridge. You couldn't hear you could barely
isolated.
hear the cars. You couldn't see them.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff. So I could see like going off into there, acting an idiot, and then thinking you hear things or thinking you see things,
right,
or whatever. Especially if you're out there, you know, experimenting with substances, which is what a lot of teenagers do when they're bored and alone.
One specifically walked right by us. He smelled like a dispenser. I mean, the dude
also had a trumpet.
He had a trumpet that he had no idea how to play.
Which I have to say, if we had been out there still in the woods
and I heard
that trumpet, I would be 100% sure that there was a demon trumpet somewhere around, because like no one, like the idea that a human being is walking around with a trumpet in the woods would be ridiculous.
Well,
which I think is why he probably did it.
Right. And he was just kind of like blowing air through, like he wasn't playing notes.
Yeah, it wasn't music.
Yeah, he was just like,
yeah. But anyways, so I could see how it would become, especially because if you go back and listen to my story, spoiler alert, there's no like actual evidence of Goatman.
No, it seems very legendary.
Or any of the things that happened. Yes, it's very like.
But of course, douchebaggins, man. He had like the most intense experience there.
There were like 25 things that happened, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Well, because they have to. I mean, that's his TV show.
I mean,
he doesn't make money if things don't happen. So.
Right. Which is, that's a problem.
If we start making money off of this and all of a sudden a bunch of cool shit starts happening to us, guys, you know why.
Unless we start devoting like days and we get actual special places. But we guarantee
we're not going to do that.
We're never going to do that because there's no reason. It also betrays our brand.
Also, you would see right through her. I'm a terrible actress.
She's a horrible actress.
I can't lie.
She can't lie for anything.
I'm no good at it. You know.
It's trash.
So, well, I want to talk about though also like we said, we went into this very minimally. We used like crappy ghost hunting apps on our phones,
which we wanted to kind of make a joke out of it, but it's also because we've like I said, spent no money on it.
So if you were going to go into doing this again, what would you want to change? How would you want to do it differently?
So for me, our next ghost hunt, I want to be indoors. So we were talking about there are a couple haunted hotels in small towns around DFW. And so we were talking about like renting a room in one of those and then doing it that way, because the whole controlled circumstance would be a lot better. I actually liked the group that we had because I felt like we had a really good mix of, it's not just me and you talking each other into or out of something.
Yeah, for sure. Because
that's something I really don't like. Like, so pull the curtain back a little bit. I do watch a lot of ghost hunters on YouTube. In fact, one of our listeners, Amy, has listened from, I think, day one, really. Like, she was one of our first people to comment. But she has a very good YouTube channel, Full Dark Productions. She's Full Dark Amy on Twitter. So please follow her, check out her channel. They're like very legit. And I enjoy that. So from an entertainment standpoint, there's a bunch of channels of legitimate ghost hunters that I actually really like to watch. The only problem with that in general for me is it's the same reason why we started the podcast, right? You have people going into it with the full, like, I don't want to believe and all of this is fake, or you have the full where everything is paranormal, right? And that to me, I actually like it from an entertainment value standpoint. Like I don't want to watch a YouTube video where like nobody thinks anything happens, right?
Right.
And so I wanted to provide that because I knew if it was just me and Rachel, we would be kind of polar. Like I felt like Rachel would be more scared by the circumstance, not necessarily the paranormal. And then I would be not only naturally fairly unafraid because I'm not, but also then I would we would drive each other to the two opposites. Rachel would keep trying to check me and saying, hey, this could have been whatever. And I would keep trying to check her like, no, it's just a stick falling in the woods. And I felt like that's kind of been done too much. Where like in our podcast, it works because we're both naturally like neutral. In that circumstance, I felt like we would be too driven to the polars. Another thing I would like to do next time is more focus on like the apps, but like actually good ones. Like I found a Spirit Box apps, which is apparently pretty good. I want more light because it was super dark. Like IR lights, or actually I'm getting like a couple like $5 lights or whatever, which I don't know why I didn't have that before. But yeah, I mean, there's a bunch of things we could do better. And I think like in our first YouTube video, like I'm going to poke fun at us. Like it was, I mean, it's a dark video. Like you probably can't hear very well. Probably picking the woods for our first one was not a good idea.
Probably not.
Because like the audio is very hard to control. The light is incredibly hard to control. It's super dark out there. So yeah, I mean, there's a bunch of things we could do different, but that's one of those things where like, just if you guys are interested, we're willing to do it, and it's fun. What?
RJ's willing to do it.
We're willing to do it. You had a good time. Quit lying.
Yeah, because it wasn't scary.
Yeah.
Right. We're looking for scary. If scary happens, that will not happen. I will not have a good time.
Yeah, but
I will be terrified.
It'll be good for YouTube, though.
Not for me, though. Not for my soul. My
mom
soul
and dad
will not be happy.
My mom and dad did a really good job. I was actually really proud of them. What?
You say it like they're toddlers.
No, I'm saying it like my mom was going to be freaked out, and it was late at night, and I thought my dad would be more like less energetic, and it was a good time. So yeah, I mean, overall I think it went well, and I think it'll come out with a pretty decent video, but I think the second one's going to be probably 4 to 10 times better.
Yeah, it was an interesting experience. I felt kind of stupid.
Oh, I felt really dumb.
But luckily, like you said, because everyone else out there was stupid too. First off, we didn't really do any of the stupid stuff around people, but also that's what everyone was doing. So I got like more comfortable, I guess, with it as we went on, just because that's like what you do.
As we first pulled up to the bridge, I thought like that was like a Red Solo Cup party and like people were just hanging out.
Yeah, but once I heard the Spirit Box, then I was kind of
like, oh, okay, like we're not the weirdos. Yeah, so that's cool.
Oh yeah, they were definitely bigger weirdos than us.
They were. We were wearing our shirts though, and that was kind of lame.
But it's dark; nobody could see except for on our video, so it's fine.
Like, so just so that you know, I don't think the shirt is lame. I think wearing your own podcast merch is lame.
Oh, for sure.
I would wear any of my friends' podcast stuff, but like.
Not my own.
Yeah,
no.
for our own,
I feel like a douche.
Yeah,
I wear it around the house.
It seems. Yeah, I don't, but that's fine.
I do actually. If Sterling ever sees the logo, he's just like, "Look, Mama, it's your shirt."
Yeah.
It's like he doesn't know, like, because he's 3, he doesn't know our podcast, but he knows my shirt.
Yep. But yeah, overall, good experience. Thought it was fun. Definitely want to do it again.
Yeah, I would do it again if it was like that.
Yeah, but there's no guarantee, obviously.
I know, which is why I don't love it.
Yeah, but we're gonna go again.
I just my anxiety can't handle that.
Right. So when the video is done, make sure to subscribe, like, and join the YouTube channel. That way we can make it a custom YouTube channel, and then we'll keep putting out videos. Probably, I'd say once every 2 or 3 months. We'll try.
Another interesting thing I'd like to ask, like, I'm not going to be like, obviously we're here to do a podcast, and I'm more interested in the podcast, but I would be interested to see if there's any other videos you guys would want us to do. Like if you would ever want us to like do a video over us doing our podcast, but do the video version, or like we could do a video talking about certain things or whatever, rather than doing it podcast version. You know what I mean?
People have already asked for a video of our podcast because they want to see our banter, but.
Okay, well but I mean like other things, like there could, like whatever, we could do videos of where we talk about other kind of stuff that that has to do with that or whatever. Like I'm just saying, it could be interesting if people are interested in that.
I think jumping into the visual medium is pretty cool. So
yeah, I mean we chose podcast for a reason, but I wouldn't be against doing a few videos every once in a while. I just wouldn't want to like.
I wouldn't want that to be cadence wise. That's like really hard to do.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm saying like I'm trying to undersell and over deliver at some point, but like so don't expect anything more than 1 or 2 every 2 or 3 months.
Also, I just don't want to do it. Like we're sitting here right now, and I'm like, I look horrible, and that's fine because no one can see me.
I think you look beautiful.
Yeah, you have to say that.
I don't.
You do actually.
I don't.
Well, if you don't want repercussions from me, you do. So
whatever.
Anyways, the point is, I don't have to like try. It can just be about. I
naturally look beautiful at all times, so it's not a problem for me.
Okay, it can just be about the podcast rather than like because like honestly, my biggest thing about videos is like, what if I make a dumb face, or what if I like have something in my teeth, or
we say stuff dumb all the time though.
That's different. First off, we can edit it, and second off, it's different to talk dumb. It's a whole other thing to like, there's just, when you add the video aspect of it, there's all these extra things to worry about when.
Like me yawning just now?
Yeah, right. We'd have to cut out what I was saying just because of you yawning like that.
No, I would just cut the camera
I
over.
get it. You know what
There's
I mean,
tricks.
though. Like, you'd have to change it. I just mean, like, I don't know what kind of faces I make when I'm listening or when I'm focusing really hard or whatever. What if I look like an idiot? I don't want to deal with that.
Yeah, fair enough. But yeah, so overall, good time. Let me know what you think of my parents when the video comes out. Let us know if you want to see more of either of them, or not less. That would be mean. Don't say that. But yeah, like, or if you want me to ask specific questions to them, I think that would be interesting. Like, my mom kind of got into her culture a little bit, which we did a whole episode on Filipino culture. But I think it's different to hear somebody who grew up in a different culture. So yeah, I mean, just all around comments, totally welcome on social media. We'll also try to make a habit of anytime we do a ghost hunt, we will go live like we did the last time. You know, a bunch of you guys seem to like that. So we will keep that up. So we'll probably start a poll on a couple different locations we have in mind and then see where you guys want us to go. But it should be a pretty fun new thing to do. Cool?
Yep.
All right, that's about all we have. So, like I said, check out the video when it comes out. Ask us questions. Reach out to us at SkepSkepPod on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, and some random string of numbers on YouTube because we don't have enough subscribers to make it custom. So look out for that link and let us know what you think. Thank you. Oh, also look out for this week's episode because it'll be a special.
Oh, snap.
It'll be a special. We still haven't decided which.
Yes, we have.
Oh, we have? What is it?
We talked about this 16 times.
I know, I totally forgot. What
Zodiac Killer.
Zodiac. We're doing the Zodiac Killer. That's why, because I don't care at all.
How do you not care? This is so fascinating.
Okay, Zodiac, it's cool. It's just super overdone.
So is Bigfoot
We're also
and
not-
Area 51.
Okay, I
Are you
agree.
kidding?
I agree.
And
But we're
JFK.
not-
Literally everything we've done a special on
But
is
there
overdone.
are true crime specialized podcasts, so we're not one of them. And everyone knows it's my least
There's
favorite.
conspiracy specialized podcasts.
I know, but it's
There's
my least
Bigfoot.
favorite.
There is literally entire podcasts dedicated to just Bigfoot.
I will
not
say-
even like a full, not even like
I know,
just
I listen to
cryptids.
them. Anyway, so
Right.
I will say
So it doesn't make any
that
sense.
I was a Zodiac Killer nerd when I was younger. I read a book about it, watched a bunch of documentaries, and loved the movie. So I can probably get into it. It's just not my most favorite thing.
Your argument does not stand up.
Anyway, look out for that special. If you don't want us to do it, let us know. If you'd like something else, let us know. All right, bye.
Don't do that.
I'm just kidding.
Bye.
Q&A special also. So it'll be...
Oh, it's coming right after that. So
Yeah,
if you
special.
have any more questions.
And then the mini-sode will be a Q&A. So if you have any more, I think one of our last posts on social media was to prompt more questions. So send us in your questions. We do have quite a few. So it's...
yeah, it'll be a good episode.
But if you send them, we'll get to it. So let us know if there's anything else we can do for you, because we're here for you. We are...
That was the most customer servicey way of saying that ever.
I know. I don't know. I didn't know where I was going with it. Anyway, have a good week.
Bye.
Bye.
I know let the dog's in.
Who let the dogs in?
I kicked him out.
Welcome everybody to a spectacle. Cut. Action. Welcome everybody to a skeptical. Cut. What the hell? Action. Cut. Hang on. It's working.
Okay. All you do is work, 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 work.